Sure. Well, I can argue with it and say, hey, did you look at it? Did.
That's under just correspondence from North Bruce.
Just a
Okay, good evening, members of council, and it's good to see everyone. So, welcome to the meeting of February 25th. We will call our meeting to order with the adoption of the agenda.
I have a mover and a seconder, please. Councilor Kelly. The draft is presented to council and dated the 25th day of February 2025. The agenda is prepared.
All in favor? C'est bon, carried. Thank you so much. And we will move to accepting the minutes of the previous things.
Mover and a seconder, please. Raise your hand and. Councilor Kelly. The minutes of the special council meeting of February 10th, 2025 and the regular meeting of February 11th, 2025 be adopted as circulated.
All in favor? C'est bon, carried. Any business arising from the minutes? Any declarations of conflict of interest or pecuniary interest thereof? Any announcements and updates from council members?
Yeah, I'd just like our municipality to acknowledge, we've lost two of our members of our municipality last week, Doug Armitage and Steve Horton. Doug Armitage was on our planning board for a number of years, involved in the community, and Steve Horton has been an advocate and for preserving our crown lands. He's been working at that for a while, so just want to sit there and say thank you for what they've done and give our condolences to the family. Okay.
Thank you, Councilor Champagne. I do believe that the letters are in order in this particular case to the families. Yes, thank you so much. Any further announcements or updates?
I guess Carnival, very successful, and yeah, we had fun putting together the municipal breakfast, so
Yes.
that was
We didn't run out of anything. Oh, well, we did. We ran out of
potatoes.
Yes. But no, it was a wonderful event and the weather was perfect. And so that certainly makes a difference, but that's.
Who won the ice sculptures?
We have the four.
Okay.
That were remitted awards. I must admit that I don't know if you watched the CTV news in the morning, that the Linds had filmed Lake Nafoski and their sculptures, and it was featured on the television in the morning. So it received a lot of favorable comments because their sculpture was beautiful and filmed was perfect. And so no, thank you. It was wonderful that organized this event. Absolutely terrific. We have no delegations, but and we don't have many committee reports. There's simply the Committee of Adjustment, but before we go to that, any comments from Public Works or Infrastructure?
We have a meeting coming up. Yeah.
Okay. Any comments on the fire and emergency?
Yeah, we have a meeting coming up for the March 25th.
Committee of Adjustment, we have the minutes. Any questions to Councillor Kelly or Deputy Mayor on this?
Just one comment, with the professional planner that presented for Degagne Carpentry and Builders, they're from Tulloch, and it really underlined how important it is for economic development to have good builders, and it also underlined the fact that what it costs to, before a shovel goes in the ground, in the background, one, you've got to purchase the land, then you've got to have surveying done, hydro studies and so forth. And it's a gamble. It doesn't matter what you buy, because it turned out that some of the lots that they've purchased are not developable.
Okay.
So they usually turn into parkland and so forth, some of their subdivisions. that have done so far, and that's true of all developers. So, and if you look at what it costs to put up a home before the shovels go in the ground and then afterwards, it's a major economic driver. So we're very fortunate to have good developers. I say plural because we have a number of developers in our municipality. It's very important. And what you see in front of you as far as the meeting goes, that was all voted on and it was unanimous. So that's important too.
Right.
Thank you.
Oui, Councillor Champagne.
Just make a comment. I was listening to the debate in French last night, but the one thing all four of them were pushing is they need 1 million homes built. And it was really pushed hard again last night, so. And they say, no, the funding is gonna come down the pipe. Hopefully it does. It hasn't done it in the last few years, so.
Right.
I'm sure Pauline, you'll,
We'll continue work on those issues.
exactly.
Good one, thank you, Councillor Champagne, that's a good comment. And so, yes, I mean, I attended on the weekend, I'm not sure if any of you attended the Home and Garden Show, it was the Degani Home and Garden Show, but there's so many people there and looking at doing renovations, and so I thought that was a very healthy sign.
For sure.
The amount of people. Board reports, their library, any comments?
Next week?
Yeah, the next week meeting, okay, the People Detachment Board. So we come to Casa Home DSAP Health Unit and Northby Mattawa Conservation Authority. On tomorrow, we have our presentation to DSAP. And I'd like maybe Councillor Kelly say a word on that.
Sure, I understand that we're council's meeting tomorrow. I would strongly suggest that and it's up to individual councillors whether they want to attend or not, but if they attend, sometimes when 4 or 5 people show up at a friendly meeting, you lose a little bit in translation if there's too many people at the table. But to attend by Zoom, you're still part of the meeting, you're still in attendance, but then we have our 2 representatives, which would be our CAO and our mayor. Just my own personal thoughts. Excuse me. There's 3 or 4 meetings tomorrow. Usually they start at noon and they go till about 4:30, 5:30 at night. So it's a long afternoon. But the meeting that council's making a presentation at is labeled for 1 o'clock and shortly after, depending how the 12 o'clock meeting goes, because it's a separate meeting at 12 o'clock to 1. But it's a financial report by the accountant, and usually it runs over by 10 to 15 minutes, but there's no guarantees, so. Depends on questions asked and the information that's shared. Anyway, just my own personal thoughts, but everyone is certainly welcome and they're encouraged to attend the meeting either in person or by Zoom, so.
Do we know if the members of the public can attend by Zoom?
I'm not too sure. I can find it. I know council members. I can send them. I have the link.
You have the
Send it to
link?
Council
Yes,
members.
okay. Yes, okay, thank you, Councillor Kelly. Oui, Councillor Champagne?
Yeah, I plan on going. We keep hearing on DSAB all the time. I want to see the white of their eyes to see
Sure.
who's actually sitting at the table. So not to say anything, I'm sure the mayor and the CEO are making the comments, but I'd like to go and see who's sitting at the table and see how the reactions are. So.
Yep, a number of the rural communities do attend by Zoom, simply because there's the South Algonquin, there's Mattawa, there's Sturgeon Falls and so forth, but and some do attend. This Temagami usually comes down and so forth, so yeah.
All good?
As I say, it's open to the membership and to council members, so
Right, so
it's an individual choice.
and so basically it's in the City Hall, Bay City Hall, the meeting.
Right.
And we would meet in the lobby for those of you that would like to attend in person. We will meet at noon, just because we are unsure of exactly, that's the time they told us. But they said that we would potentially go on right after, we will go on right after one of the finance meetings at the start. And so if ever of that was quicker than anticipated, rather than want to talk, it could be 12:30. So we'll be there just in case.
Sure.
And so if you intend on coming in person, 12 o'clock in the lobby, or so that request to come upstairs to the council chambers.
Do we know if we are gonna get that soon?
I can send it to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Just for,
I believe you sent a link.
I don't think I sent it yet.
Oh, I thought you.
Okay,
has not been sent.
so may I ask Mr. Barrett to do it? prefer to attend
Whatever, I'm open.
city council.
I understand Councillor Kelly's comments and we can have a chat about that later. So whatever, it's whatever the team is wants, it's whatever the team gets.
And I'm coming by too.
Oh, all right, okay. Okay, well, thank you for that information. And so on that note, I must admit as well, I'm not sure if we had mentioned, Councillor Kelly, that we had two items that we wanted to bring forth for discussion and a delegation of DSAP. The other one was daycare, childcare, daycare in our community. And so that will be a subsequent delegation that we'll be requesting after this one here. And that is how we intend to proceed. So maybe in a few more weeks, we would do then a second delegation related to. Any comments from the health unit, Castle Home, or North Bay Conservation Authority? No?
I have a health board meeting tomorrow at 5:00.
Okay.
So the report will be for the final next meeting.
Okay, so we move to departmental reports and we invite Mr. President will invite Mr. to come forth and present his report.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, Councillor. So we have one report today that is dealing with the evaluation report of the RFQEF 2025-08, which is the 3/4 ton for 2,500 series 4x4 full crew cab long bed. The document was posted on the municipal website, advertised on the North Bay Nugget, and the RFQ was released on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, and closed on Friday, the 21st at 10 o'clock. On the bid was open in public setting at 10:15. We had the presence of Councillor Rick Champagne, Clerk Carrie Hansen, Deputy Clerk Kim Rose, and the road foreman Maris Robidas were in attendance. There were no member of the public. 4 RFQ packages were provided to bidders. A total of 1 was received, and out of that 1, there were 2 options provided. The analysis of the results were checked for emissions. There was no error emissions. Options were read as MacLean as option 1, which was for a total, including all taxes, 75,155.17. This was representing a brand new 2025 model with a delivery of 2 to 3 months. Second option was a MacLean option B, 75,671.58. This one was representing a new but 2024 model with a delivery of 2 weeks. So there's roughly a net difference of $500 between the two. The evaluation considered price, delivery date, the vehicle meeting our specifications, the services and warranties. So although all dealers like Ford, Dodge, GMC and Chev were invited to submit, our understanding is that given the economic uncertainties associated with tariffs, everyone except the Dodge dealer decided to submit. In this evaluation that was done, we considered basically the early delivery as a factor that meant that the vehicle is already built and sitting somewhere in Ontario ready to deliver. So it represents a bit of a reduced financial risk if we think of it that way, given tariff uncertainties if a vehicle is built in the States. The remaining risk associated to the 2 weeks delivery is based on the fact that until the signed agreement's in place, that very same vehicle remains unsold and could be sold to others. As of now, it's still available. So essentially, although the option A, if we look at price only as the lowest, the recommendation is based on option B. It's ranking second based on dollar value, but with the certainty of the fact that it's available within 2 weeks. Also, I didn't read, but it said, I didn't make a note of it, but it's actually a level 2. So there's like 2 different levels. The new one is actually a level 2. So it's got a few more options on it. Once approved, if approved tonight, what the municipality will proceed with is installation of various items. Namely, we got the 2 radio to install will transfer, back rack that's going to be purchased of a new beacon, a remote starter and a logo and the undercoating. Upon that, Once the vehicle is received, there'll be a separate report going to council that will be proceeding with the declaration of decommissioning or surplus of the 2017 Dodge Ram. And in that separate report, once we receive the new one, then we'll basically disclose of the preferred methods to dispose of the vehicle. In our evaluation, it's expected that, with the resale value of the existing 2017 that we have, installation of those items that I mentioned, and the purchase of the vehicle as submitted, that will remain within the 2025 capital cost that was budgeted. So the recommendation reads that Council of Municipality for East Ferris hereby accepts the recommendation of the Director of Public Works Engineering to award the RFQ EF 2025-08 to Macklang Sunbridge Limited for a new 2024 2500 series crew cab 4x4 long box option B in the amount of 75,671 and 58 HST included.
Any comments or questions? We, Councillor Champagne?
I was here for the opening. I found it strange that nobody else put the tender in. So I just made one phone call to Ford and I asked him about coming in. He said, because they were told any F-250s are coming from the States and can't guarantee pricing. They don't know what's going on, but at 150 be guaranteed here in Canada, but the 250s, all 250s are made in USA. So I agree with Osborne's findings.
Any further questions or comments? Madam Clerk, give the resolution.
Mover and a seconder, please. Councillor Champagne, Councillor Kelly. Council of the Municipality of East Ferris hereby accepts the recommendation of the Director of Public Works and Engineering contained in report number R 2025-01 to award RFQ EF 2025-08 to Macklang Sunridge Limited for a new 2024 2500 series crew cab 4x4 long box option D in the amount of $75,671.58, HST included.
Okay, all in favor? C'est bon. Thank you so much. Good work.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Wait, c'est bon? No notice of motions. We go to bylaws directly. So we'll put forward the resolution and
Seconder, please. Councillor Trahan, Deputy Mayor Akers. Whereas Council of the Municipality of East Ferris deems it expedient to pass 3 readings of the following bylaw at this session. Be it hereby resolved that a bylaw to adopt the estimates of all sums required during the year and to provide for the adoption of tax rates for 2025 be read a first, second, and third time. Passed on number 2025-15, and that said bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk and sealed with the seal of the corporation.
any comments before we vote? All in favor? C'est bon, Carrie. Thank you so much. And we come to correspondence and information items. Deputy Mayor, is there anything that you'd like to bring forward?
13A, 1 and 2, so we have a Buy Canada policy. And I guess it's a very weird time right now with tariffs, and so it's also what to do with G, because those are all sort of with what is going on with the tariffs and how do, like, what is within East Ferris, what do we want to do with all of this information?
And we had discussed at our previous meeting, bringing forward a resolution for East Ferris. And we decided to postpone, but I would say that we should look at it. And maybe for our next meeting, there is a resolution that we could bring forward that would be appropriate and maybe based on these. And so that would give us a chance to explore how we formulate it and bring it forward for our municipality. Would everyone be okay with that?
Yeah, and I believe what's also is happening is Trump's make the deadline of March 1st for the tariffs. So our next meeting, we should know what's going on.
That was the issue we were unsure. Precisely. Thank you, Councilor Champagne. Councilor Stella?
Yeah, it's good, funny. The other day I was zooming in with the federations of the municipalities. So there was a zoom there with regards of tariffs and whatnot. So they were breaking it down to each they broke it down to cities and to municipalities. So they were saying basically exactly what you just finished saying, Mary, is that you have to almost do your own housekeeping to figure out what kind of things that's gonna affect our areas and such as, you know, property taxes revenues to energy price volatility and as well as the disruption of the supply chains. So those are three things that I took out of that Zoom meeting that I think that could disrupt the municipality East Ferris. One of those a little different, a little deeper, but out of that Zoom meeting, that's what I've got, you know, based on what I took out of it. But there's a lot of other cities and that are going to be, you know, going to have some struggles. They're going to have to, you know, make some tough decisions. So, so kind of bad for them. But on the other hand, we got to look out for ourselves. So yeah, absolutely. We should draw up and see what's going to affect us in a short period of time.
So so maybe then what we should do is we'll draft something and circulate it. I know we tried not to do that too much before meetings, but it would be good to come forth at our council meeting with where you could make sure that your comments are inserted into that resolution. And we have something that's more complete at our next meeting. So we'll do that this week and circulate it. And if you could add comments, and we'll make it a full council participation.
One thing I really enjoy is the fact that if somebody's finally woken up, provinces have been treated like separate countries in our own country. I mean, I know tradespeople that have gone one province to another, they have to pass tests, they have to, it's almost like they have to go back to school to learn something they've already got a license for. Trucking is ridiculous. The number of licensing and so forth and restrictions, that total, it's unreal. At one time, if you had trains, you had to break them at one border and come back separately, go across that province, come back and pick up the other train. I mean, it made absolutely no sense. So we started working like a country rather than separate entities, but provinces, never mind our southern border. I mean, you know, so yeah, I think that's highlighting a lot of things that we've allowed restrictions to take place in our own country. So that to me is a good thing.
But you know, Harry, that's a good point too. And the other hand, we should be looking at too, and not us as well as everybody else to say, you know what, these are going to be the things that's going to impact us. But on the other hand, these are the things that actually could benefit us for doing business with somebody else. One right off the bat would be the railway.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Yep.
And our huge airport that we have here. So there's things that some positive things that can come out of this too, that we can actually, you know, advocate for ourselves and push forward with other provinces or, you know.
I agree. Yep.
Good point.
Here's the ironic part though, for the last 10 years, we've been taking up rails, selling the rail lands. And now all of a sudden, now they're gonna start building rails again.
One train can carry what 300 trucks carry. You don't have to be a rocket, and a train runs with a crew of 3 to 4 people. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out, and the footprint it leaves on the atmosphere is negligible compared to what 300 trucks leave. I mean, people don't realize trucks get 6 to 7 miles to the gallon.
Good luck.
If they're lucky. Exactly. So, no, and we're the only country in the world that I know of that's pulling up rail. In fact, I hear the American railways now are almost equal to what European railways do. They're on time.
Owned by American, mostly.
Not anymore.
Okay, so so that was a good one. Did you say you had another item?
Well, I guess B 1 and 2. I am from Huron County, and tow hooks and pulling out cars has been a big deal down there with all the snow, but I don't know if that's relative to East Ferris. I'm not sure. Cell towers, that is about power outages, and if we have generators on this cell towers, is that relative to East Ferris? I was going to ask you this beforehand.
We'll provide a response at the next meeting. On
Okay,
that issue. Yeah, it's a good question, actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess 13F
Yes.
is
Yes.
Mr. Cohen,
Yes.
right? So,
Did you prepare a resolution as well for that one?
I didn't for that one,
Okay,
but we
and
can,
you did for all.
Yeah. I can draft.
Yes, well, we don't have to pass it necessarily tonight, or we could
Yeah.
we could do it at our next meeting. And we could bring it forward at our next meeting. Sure. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I'll let I do the talk.
Councillor Kelly.
Sure, just the community safety and well-being in East Ferris. I know we passed it back in 21. Are we updating it?
Yeah, so it's two things, and it needs to be updated, that's precisely where we're at. Basically, all of the measures that we had inserted in there were basically ending in 2024. So we're at the point now where we need to revisit it. And so that is the work, so we're basically looking, is there a member of council that would want to be involved in taking on that work? And there's probably going to be a survey required. There's going to be a bit of maybe community consultation. I think it's such an important component for us, and so if there's a member of council that would like to be involved in taking this on, the leadership of this particular committee, now would be a great time to put your hand. I see Councillor Champagne. And I see that.
I don't mind, but
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having two.
Better than one.
Okay, so we have two. There you go.
Better than none.
Yes, it's an important, so thank you very much, Councillor Champagne, and very much. It's an important plan, and it needs to be maintained and brought forward. And there's great involvement from our staff, and so thank you, Councillor Kelly, for highlighting that. Anything else?
That's all I have, thank you.
So we should look for, we are now, I don't know if in the fall, if that would be timely to be able to come back to council. We should maybe put a diary date for when, maybe see a draft updated plan. If you could maybe target the fall, that would be great. Councillor Task.
How about F? I'll just, sorry, not F, G.
Yes.
Just acknowledge Rob Effinger with regards to his information. So just an acknowledgement there, nothing, I don't think we need to do anything there. There's nothing we have to do, but it's one of our residents that put some information together. So I'll just give him an acknowledgement with regards to receipt of his letter and that council had read it.
Yes,
Yeah.
and potentially.
And there's some good,
resolution,
yeah.
maybe some aspects of that we'll pick up that we could include, and then we would circulate it to AMO and to all our municipal associations. So that was a thought there with that as well.
It's a great thought.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
So let's keep that as we work on our resolution. We thank both, Mr. Effinger and Mr. Bonnie for writing and putting forward suggestions and ideas, and it's very important. Yes, well done, both of them.
So that's all I have, Mayor.
Councillor Sean, last time, the most important one tonight.
I did have F, but you already spoke about the district. About the castle home, with Phil Tony.
Item D,
Yeah, no, F.
no, D. You should look at D.
Oh, yeah, will in a second. But I'm just saying F, I had F also.
I know.
But I just basically, we are in negotiate, we are speaking with Castle Home, just let them know. And as far as the issue with Councillor Raybrush, he should be contacting her and finding out what the results have been, so. And we've got the motion here, but on the other hand, we also got our Knights of Columbus. We've got a member of our Grand Knight here tonight and Deputy Grand Knight that are looking for a celebration of our 50th anniversary coming up in March the 15th. And there is a motion on the floor to asking for the week of March 15th to be recognized as Knights of Columbus Week. And Grand Knight would like to say a word while he's here. I think we can open the floor to him.
But I think if with council's permission, everyone has to be unanimous that we would make this exception because we typically don't, but on this occasion, because it is a celebration and it's such a critical organization in our community, everyone's in favor. Yes. Okay, we turn the floor over to you, Grand Knight, to say a word about the events that are being planned that particular week. I know we put you on the spot, but just two brief words is.
Well, I didn't want to leave you here all by yourself.
Sit right here, sure. Jerry didn't tell me I would be speaking.
In case everybody knows, it's Guy Fournier, Grand Knight.
Off the handle like we do anyway at
No jokes.
and so.
Joe.
No. I looked for jokes today. For 2 hours. Boy, there's a lot of jokes we told over the years at the functions, I'll tell you. But this is a different type of celebration because it's a celebration of 50 years to this community. And it's amazing when you go through the highlights of it all and remember, I've been part of it for 34 years here in this community. And the things that we have done. So we're going to celebrate all those events and talk about several of them on March the 15th. We have an invitation sent out to all our members and some dignitaries, and it will take place at the Corbeil Park Hall. The event is a $40 charge, and we had to be very specific in the invitation because we've spoiled the people here for too many years by offering them both the chicken and roast beef. We can't do it this time. We had to lower the cost. We wanted to lower the cost, and it's a $40 cost to attend, and we gave them the choice. And we had to put the word "or" in very big letters so that, because I know what's going to happen. They'll be looking for both. I'll tell you at the dinner. So we, on March the 3rd, coming up, this coming Monday, we will have Jerry report on numbers to date as to who's acknowledged and paid. And then we will decide from there if we need to open it up to the public. And chances are we are. I understand there is a waiting list already for that, for people to attend. We cannot tell you dignitaries to come yet because all of this election stuff has sort of thrown a wrench into it all and everybody has to wait. So maybe after Wednesday, I'll get a call or two, see how the vote went. And so we look forward to the evening. We felt it was very important to celebrate the event. Just because of the impact that the group has done for this community. And we'll be able to give you more details on that at the event. I hope some of you will be able to attend. And I know Rick has been a night with us for, my goodness, nearing 30 years now, Rick, if not more, at this point. And so we'll look forward to that. Steve's dad was a night with us too for a very long time. So we certainly have some connection here with council in that regard. And as you know, Mrs. Mayor, that your father has been involved with us for the better part of 20 some odd years. He's our oldest living knight and still kicking, which is a real treat to see. So he's done wonders with us as well. So that's the event and at this point, and we look forward to celebrating, which we need to do. It's important.
Thank you for all the great work you've done for our community.
Very great.
What did you?
If you're gonna fight over tickets and that, you got to see that man and his wife, who is really the control freak of all of this. She will decide whether you're allowed to attend without doubt. It's my greatest chore, if you want, of delegating that job. So I don't have to hear it because Lori will take charge of it all. Thank you for your.
Will be celebrating their 50th anniversary on March 16th, 2025. And whereas in respect of this milestone, the Knights have requested council proclaim the week of March 16th to March 22nd, 2025 as Knights of Columbus 664 week in East Ferris. We hereby resolve the council of the municipality of East Ferris approves of this request and declares the week of March 16th as Knights of Columbus Council 6664 week in East Ferris.
All in favor? Say Bob Carey. Thank you so much. And wait, so if any members of council wish to attend, please don't hesitate to communicate with Mr. Bennett. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Oh, you can stay. This is big, my wife in the car.
Let me do
So approval of correspondence and information.
Was there in a second? And Councilor Kelly. Council approved the correspondence of information as circulated with the agenda of February 25th, 2025.
Favor? Say on, carried. There being, the council.
Mover and seconder, please, Councilor Champagne. Council approved the general accounts for the municipality of East Ferris as indicated in the check register dated February 25th, 2025, in the amount of $209,804.34.
All in favor? C'est bon, carried. There being no other business, there being no in-camera required, confirmatory bylaw.
Mover and seconder, please, Deputy Mayor Rodriguez, Councilor Trahan. Council of the municipality of East Ferris, the expedience, reading the following bylaw at the session, be it hereby resolved that a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council on February 11th to February 25th, 2025, be read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered 2025-16. That said bylaw be signed by the mayor and clerk and sealed with the seal of the corporation.
On favor? C'est bon, carried. Okay. Was this a record?
No.
No?
Almost felt like it. Record.
You're close.
Seconder to adjourn, please.
Oh, sorry.
But it's a record for you.
39 PM.